This whole area used to be a monastery and a convent. Then it was turned into a hospital. Only about 50 years ago was it not a hospital. Now it's like museums. This is a fountain right here. This is a metal and the real tree. And you can see it's dripping. You can turn it on sometimes, but it's just dripping water a bit. That's really cool. Look at all the swans over here. A lot of them. Look at these little baby ducks, they're so cute. So cute. So the reason she was saying that there are so many swans in Bruges is because Maximilian, who come from the Habsburgs in Austria, was here ruling, and he like raised taxes really high for the people. They didn't like that, so they locked him up. And then his friend, who was a collaborator with him, his last name meant long neck, and they executed him in front of Maximilian. So he said, for doing that, you have to have at least 60 swans. Because, you know, swans are known for their long necks at all times in Bruges. So this whole area over here was for women called beguinas, independent women who didn't want to be married and didn't want to be nuns, so they had more freedom. Came back here at night, but in the daytime they were allowed to leave and do as they wanted. Kind of like a protective area though. They would lock up these gates at night, and then in the daytime they would open them so they could be free to go out and wander about. If you guys have seen the movie In Bruges, which I just watched a few weeks ago since I knew I was coming here, that building there is where he jumped into the river. So you get 5 of these size beers for 10 euros, pretty good deal. Starting with the fruity one. That's pretty good. So I had 3 of my 5 beers because they're like not like the little tasting flights that you usually, they're like 15 milliliters, so they're like a good size goblet. So I can only have 3 of those at this point. So I'm gonna come back in an hour or 2 and have another. But I do need some food, even though it's not real food. But I'm gonna go get another waffle, and then I'm gonna go see about taking one of the boat tours around Bruges. It's about like 2 o'clock, and I like to be, there's like a 4:30 train, which are really hard to make. Hopefully I can make it, but if not, we will see. Another beautiful Belgian waffle. This time dolce de leche. Doing a boat tour of Bruges today. I figured it'd be nice to do before I left. Lots of little canals and cute little ways, and I really enjoyed the one I did in Ghent. So figured Bruges would be perfect to do another one in. reminds me of the music from Titanic because they used a lot of, I don't know what that instrument is called, whatever that is. The Titanic score used a lot of that instrument in it. Very pretty. This is the Church of Our Lady that Michelangelo's housed in. They have a little part that's free and the other part that is paid. Ah, and there it is in the center of the altar is the Madonna and Child made by Michelangelo. Beautiful statue. Wish I could get a little closer to see it more in detail. The reason why this is so important is because during Michelangelo's life, it was the only statue of his to leave Italy, to not be in Italy. But the two people who designed this church knew Michelangelo, and so they paid for it and brought it here. Oh wow. It's pretty. Some empty crypts. Okay. Why are they empty? I mean, I see they have designs on them, but that's still weird. Lion. Congregation area. Organ, that's in the center, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, these are cool. These are candles made in beer glasses. And they even have like a foam layer on top. That's so cool. I love that. That's awesome. They're even different colors like real beers. So I took a bit of a break because I'm gonna climb the Belfry, which is like 350 steps. So I need to take a nice little 10-minute break. Okay, starting the journey up. I made it up 112 steps. So that's a third of the way there. Take a little break. I can keep going up. Made it to the second landing, climbed about 100. At 120, I think, left. This is the most and apparently the narrowest. And I can already tell it's getting, it's wood steps now. It says stone steps. I'm here. Okay, that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And I made it to the top. There's Bruges. Like that, but you can see me, the city. Alright, heading back down, which is always scarier than coming up. So yeah, 366 steps. Why did they kind of do that on purpose? Because there's 365 days in a year. During a leap year, there's 366. Coincidence that there's as many steps as there are days in a year during a leap year? I think not. Wow, so this is the drum room. The biggest brass drum in the world. That's how it cues the largest bells to go without someone to pull them. So I just asked, and apparently it's pure coincidence that they're the amount of steps as there are in a leap year. But he said the tower actually used to be taller because it burned down a few times and was rebuilt. So just pure coincidence, but quite funny. They said it's easy to remember though to tell tourists because it's just one day more than in a normal year. So after all that, can you guess what I need? That's right, a beer. So I still have two beer tokens left. I'm gonna go drink those now and see about getting some French fries. That's the one thing I haven't had in Belgium that's like they're known for. You know, they're known for their chocolate, they're known for their waffles, they're known for their beer, and their French fries. Well, I guess they don't call them French fries, but they're known for their fries. And I haven't had any fries while in Belgium. So hopefully they have some fries. I can get my beer. Doesn't that sound lovely? If not, there's like all these little stands around, so I'll find one. Oh wait, actually first, there's the church where the Holy Blood is. So I just want to stop in there real quick. It's right around the corner. I've never seen a basilica. They get to walk up a bunch of steps to get to. Very pretty though. Old chairs. So interesting seeing just chairs and not pews in a lot of these churches in Belgium. Definitely very different than the look of the other ones. Has a more medieval feel to it than neoclassical or neo-gothic or gothic. All the colors, mosaics on the walls. So this is where the Holy Blood rests, is behind the tabernacle, which I think is what this is. That's what this Basilica is famous for. So when I was doing the walking tour, she was saying that they did like a test on it and stuff and figured out it only came from the Crusade period. So about 1,000 years later than when Jesus Christ was around. But you know, it's more kind of a symbol than something real. And a pretty altar as well. Quite like these stained glass ones. They're very detailed. Back for more. This is an amber one. A little bit more hop to it, but it's not that hoppy at all. I actually really like it. It said it had like a slightly sweet aftertaste, and it definitely does. These waffles, they dip it in stuff for you. I want to try this one. So I got honey chocolate, which sounded really good. I like honey. I've had milk chocolate before. I don't think I've ever had honey chocolate. And then special loose, which is like the little cookie they give you with the tea. Kind of like a cinnamon cookie. I've had it. That's really good. So here's a whole big beer wall. Over 1,500 different kind of beers they have here. 1,500. That is crazy talk. Look at all of this. This is all beer. This is all beer, 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 beer. So many. Oh my god, there's even a beer moped. Look at it from this angle. It looks massive. That brick tower. Absolutely massive church tower. You can definitely see why it's either the first or second. I'm sorry, I can't remember what she said. Oh, and that reminds me, I should tell you guys, out of all the walking tours I've been on, that was definitely the worst one I've been on. I mean, it wasn't like horrible, but it was like eh. Like I could have taken or leaving it. I think it was the guide, you know, because it's all based on the tour guide. She was an older lady and she just didn't speak the best English, and I don't know, like the way she told things, I was just super into it. She didn't make it like super interesting and stuff. Definitely the weakest out of all the walking tours I've been on so far. So I'm heading back to my hostel now. Got some postcards, got some stamps. Way later than I wanted to. It's okay, I'm just not gonna have time to stop in Antwerp. But it's about 6 p.m. right now, so I'm hoping by the time I get my stuff and get over to the train station, I can get on train by 7 p.m. There's trains going to Antwerp like every 15 minutes, so it's not a big deal, but I'm not walking to the train station. It's about a 15-minute walk without my backpack. They'll pay the €3 and wait for a bus. So just got on the train, and of course, you know, just my luck that when I was getting to the train station, there was not a direct train to Antwerp for another hour, but there was a train to Ghent in 20 minutes. It's about, it would have taken me about the same time to get there. Just at Ghent, I had like a 7-minute changeover to hop on the other train, and then from Ghent to Antwerp. So I'm still I'll be getting to Antwerp like a good half an hour sooner, which is better because I'll be in at like 8 instead of like 8:30. Give me a little bit of time to walk around a bit, get some fries, something to eat, and then head to Amsterdam. It's about an hour and a half train ride from Antwerp to Amsterdam. Okay, so only have 6 minutes. 6 minutes for this changeover to get on the other train to Antwerp. So let's hope the platforms are close by. So I didn't have a chance to try the famous beer that is actually brewed in Bruges while I was there. So I got a bottle to go. Has a little joker on it. Passed by the factory it was made in. So gonna give it a try. That's really good. And some Belgian chocolate. These are Florentines, which is what Bruges is famous for, their chocolates. I'm gonna try. Really good. Kind of has a texture like brittle. It was like chocolate and caramel and some kind of nut. I can't remember what. Maybe? Really good. Oh, also made it on my train fine. Got a few minutes to spare. got to the Antwerp train station. I have about 20 minutes before my train to Amsterdam. I'm taking a train that I have to get off at Rotterdam and switch, because if I take the direct, I'll have to pay like 10 euros at least to have a reservation, and this train I don't have to pay. I can get on for free with my Eurorail pass. So I'm gonna take the cheaper one. Only will take like half an hour more. So half an hour to save 10 euros, especially when I'm having to pay $100 tomorrow night for my room at a hostel. Oh my god, that's so expensive. Oh, why it's so expensive? Like tonight it's like 50, tomorrow it's 100. What? Save my 10 girl any place I can. This is a cute train station though. Cool little train station. So went outside to get french fries and they were not ready. I have to wait a few minutes. I don't have a few minutes because I literally have 10 minutes before my train leaves to head back, but at least get a nice little view of Antwerp and the outside of the train station, which is really pretty. So there's that. So I actually need to update you guys. So when I got to the Antwerp station, I look at the board for my train that's going to Rotterdam, and then from Rotterdam I have to switch over to train going to Amsterdam. So I look up and there's like these like little star things next to it. And I asked like a security, I'm like, hey, what does that mean? He's like, that means the train's been canceled. And I'm like, what? I'm like, well, how do I get to Amsterdam? And he's like, well, go ask people in the train office. But he's like, you could go to Rosenthal and then switch from Rosenthal and then go to Amsterdam. I'm like, okay. So I go out and they're like, yeah, they're like, with that train, no, you won't get there till midnight. And if I had gotten on the original train, I'm going to Rotterdam, even though it was a longer one, I would have gotten there at 10:30. Big difference between 10:30 and midnight. Now, you know, Amsterdam City never sleeps or whatever. It's a Friday night. It's not gonna be a big deal, but I just didn't want to get in that late. I also want to do laundry when I get there. I don't know if I'll be doing laundry at midnight, but so I was like, okay, well, because I was like, I don't really feel like going to this random place and switching and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, isn't there another direct train to Amsterdam leaving like in like 40 minutes? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, how much would a reservation be? So she's like, let me check. And I'm like, I need a rail pass. And she's like, well, we don't have any more reservations like for your pass or something, which is weird because it should just be if there's a seat available. But she's like, so you have to pay for a first class or second class ticket. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. And it would have only gotten there like 30-40 minutes earlier, and I would have to pay extra. So I was like, fine, I'll just take the stupid one to Rosenthal. So it's taking me about 2.5 hours total to get there. Should have only taken me an hour and a half, and it was leaving later and blah, blah, blah. But well, sounds like the train I'm taking is finally here. I'm gonna get on it and get a good spot. Just got to Amsterdam. It's a few minutes after midnight. All right, so I need to find where I can catch tram 9. Look at that, another really pretty train station. And unfortunately, since, you know, don't know where I'm going, I missed the tram. And at midnight, don't know how often they come. So let's hope there's another one coming pretty soon. Right, so just checked into my hostel. I'm like, how swanky this place is. Like, it looks like a really nice hotel. Kind of seems like it's in the middle of nowhere though in Amsterdam. Like a college area? I don't know. It's in a weird area. Well, no one's in here right now, so I'm gonna record because, oh my god, what a freaking slob fest this is. This is easily the most like chaotic room I've been in, where people, they just have their shit thrown all over the place. I mean, like, look at this. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, really? 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 It's a freaking mess. And someone is in my bed, which is, I'm bed number 4. They are not. And I am not gonna sleep on a top bunk when I don't have to. I hate being on the top bunk because I hate coming down ladders. So I'm gonna go downstairs, see what they can do. Oh, so I realized I didn't fill you guys in on what happened, because I've learned on this trip that I have a fear of ladders, or more specifically going down ladders. Like, going up isn't really a problem, but coming down I get really panicky. Like, that's the one thing. It's like I was supposed to be in the bottom bunk and this person took it over, and you know, I have a fear of going down ladders, so I wasn't gonna be in a top bunk when I'd have to be. So went back downstairs, told the guy at reception. He went up, looked, saw that like all their stuff was on the bed and that they'd already like made up the bed, and you know, obviously it looked like they'd been like lying on the bed and stuff. So he's like, well, he's like, I don't want to move like their stuff and they're not in here. So he's like, I'll switch you to a different room. So he switched me to a different room, which I'm actually very thankful for, because they were freaking slobs, whoever was in there. Like, I'm a slob, but not when I'm staying at a hostel and know there are other people. Like, I at least try to keep my stuff in like a kind of organized-ish thing, so it's not like super messy, but like seriously, I've never seen a hostel so cluttery and just like stuff everywhere. So it's like almost 2 a.m. I was supposed to do laundry, but that was when I was supposed to get in at like 10:30 and then be at the hostel like 11. Not after 1 by the time I finally got my stuff for the bed worked out. So I'm gonna sleep. I think what I'm gonna do then tomorrow is, since I'm here like a day and a half extra than I was planning on being, which isn't a bad thing, because I've heard you want more time in Amsterdam than you think you do. But I'm gonna take it easy tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up later, I'm gonna do laundry and then go out for a bit. So that's the plan. I can't believe I'm in my final destination, guys. Excluding Iceland, where my layover is. I just realized like, I didn't appreciate like this. That was my last like train. Well, I'm probably gonna take a train to go to like a smaller area outside of Amsterdam. But that's like, was like my last like traveling from like one city to another with my backpack on a train, and I didn't appreciate it because I didn't realize it. So that's weird to think about. I'm not gonna be taking any more trains like that. It's crazy to think about. I've been traveling for 7 weeks, guys. 7 weeks. Next week will be 8 weeks. It feels like past like week or so, it was feeling like, oh, I've been traveling for so long, but now it feels like, when I realized that, it's like 7 weeks. Really, it feels like it's been like way shorter. Can't believe I'm in my last destination. Really excited to experience the city. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So we'll see what Amsterdam holds for me. And that's gonna be it for today's vlog. I also realized I didn't actually start this vlog, so whoops on my bad. Because today is day 46. Well, it's 47 now. But yeah, so ending day 46 into 47 in Amsterdam. All right, good night, guys. Bye.